Good Sunday morning. I'm Jaden Jefferson, and welcome to this week's Community Focus. Now, normally I never do this show sitting at this particular desk and without a guest. But Tuesday is Election Day, and there are candidates and issues in our local area on the ballot. So that is why I'm dedicating this whole show to those things. And of course, I already did this on Toledo News This Morning across the span of a couple shows. So I'm going to first start out with the show I did on the candidates. Take a look. Congresswoman Marcy Kaptur is the longest-serving woman in the House of Representatives history. But in holding that record comes the inevitable desire for a changing of the guard. And the person hoping to unseat her is State Representative Derek Merrin, whose platform includes restoring American jobs, lowering the cost of living, and securing the southern border, all issues that align with the national Republican Party platform. Kaptur's economic platform includes investing in jobs that don't require a college degree through skills training, putting tariffs on imports, and eliminating tax breaks on companies that outsource labor. She, too, has made the border a policy priority, though nationally, Democrats have struggled to poll well on that issue. I have reached out to both campaigns in the past few weeks to set up a time for us to chat one-on-one about the issues that matter to you, the voter. But unfortunately, despite responding to my initial request, neither has been able to make time. I was, however, able to sit down with Lucas County Commissioner Pete Gerken and the former Toledo City Council member who's looking to replace him, Tom Winooski. And what I gathered from both of our conversations was it's how tax dollars are being spent and the economy that are the driving issues for them. Take a listen.
There's some good jobs here, but the real key to economic development is not always landing the next big fish. You have to retain and grow the businesses that you have. It's not quite as sexy as saying, hey, we got 1,000-person Jeep plant or some other plant. Our focus now is to build housing for people.
My mindset, as it has been on my 12 years on Toledo City Council, is what is a need and what is a want? And then what is the income and what are our expenses? So obviously you can't spend more than you take in, and we operate on a balanced budget.
As I mentioned, they joined me on Community Focus, so those full conversations are out right now here on my YouTube channel. So if you're interested, go ahead and check them out. Lucas County Commissioner Anita Lopez is also on the ballot, being challenged by Waterville City Council member John Rosick. She's hoping to keep the seat that she was appointed to with the retirement of Tina Skeldon-Wozniak. An at-large seat on Toledo City Council is open. Mac Driscoll, who was appointed in February out of 37 applicants, is hoping to keep his seat against opponent Tom Names. And then, of course, you have all the issues that are on the ballot. And that is why I did another show on Toledo News This Morning talking about those. But stay tuned, because after this, I'll be sharing a little bit of my interview with the Port Authority President and CEO about their Issue 28. We begin with Issue 1, which would change the way the state of Ohio draws its state House and Senate maps. Currently, that work is done by the Ohio Redistricting Commission, which does include politicians. But the group Citizens Not Politicians argues that this creates the issue of gerrymandering in the state. So what they're proposing is a group made up of 5 Democrats, 5 Republicans, and 5 independents. Now, Republicans in the state are not endorsing this. They don't support that proposal. However, both sides here have been doing a lot of campaigning as we get closer to Election Day. So we will find out what ends up happening with this issue, Issue 1, on Election Day. From a statewide issue to a local issue, let's talk about Issue 9. This is a City of Toledo Charter amendment that, if passed, would allow a mayor to serve out 3 terms, just how city council members serve out 3 terms. Currently, mayors are only limited to 2. Toledo Public Schools Issue 19 combines a bond issue and a levy. The bond issue would cost the owner of a $100,000 home $71 per year for a maximum of 30 years, and that would cover building improvements. The levy, however, would just be for 5 years and cost the owner of a $100,000 home $133 per year, and that would cover operational costs. Issue 24 is a bond issue from the Toledo-Lucas County Public Library, which would also cover building improvements at a cost of $35 per year for the owner of a $100,000 home for the next 30 years. As promised, I also spoke with Toledo-Lucas County Port Authority President and CEO Thomas Winston about their levy on the ballot, Issue 28, and what it will support. Take a listen to part of our conversation.
We have a levy that's on the ballot, and that levy really supports our reinvestment back into the community. We do that and we use the funds primarily for 2 reasons. One, we use it for a community economic development initiative we have, which helps nonprofit organizations in the community really help with their fixed assets and help them develop their particular organization. So we're really happy about the work that we do on so many nonprofits that touches the entire community. We also use those funds to help reinvest back in the community through our port programs, particularly our financing programs, as well as reinvestment into our assets, such as the Port of Toledo, as well as the airport and other facilities that help with job creation and help foster just a better community for Lucas County.
And as you could probably tell by the graphics, that interview was done on this show. Finally, for you today, one more issue to talk about, and that is issue 30 from Lucas County Children's Services. It would cost the owner of a $100,000 home $53 per year and support the placement of children. Thanks so much for watching this week's episode of Community Focus. I know it was kind of just like watching Toledo News This Morning, because it was, but I wanted to put all the information about the candidates and the issues on the ballot in one place for you. So hopefully, if you haven't voted yet, you have all this information at your disposal and can even share with friends as well. Have a great Sunday and a great start to your week on Monday.